At some point this summer, you turned on your car's AC, and something felt different. Not broken, not completely dead, just not as cold as it used to be. Maybe it takes longer to cool down. Maybe it only blows cold when you are moving on the highway, but struggles at idle. Maybe it was fine in May, and now in August, it just is not keeping up anymore. Here is what most drivers do at that point. They ignore it for another few weeks. Then they go to an auto parts store and buy a $30 recharge kit because it seems easy, cheap, and fast. Then they use it, and for about 2 weeks, the AC feels better. Then it goes warm again, so they buy another kit. That cycle, that exact pattern, is one of the most expensive mistakes you can make with your car's AC system. Not because the kit does not work temporarily, it does, but because it treats a symptom while the real problem gets worse every single week you wait. And when that real problem finally makes itself impossible to ignore, you could suddenly be looking at an $800 to $1,500 repair. The difference between those two outcomes is one decision made this week, not next month. By the end of this video, you will know exactly what your AC is trying to tell you, which symptoms mean you still have a cheap fix available, and which symptoms mean the window for a cheap fix has already closed. How your AC actually works. In 60 seconds, your car's AC system is a sealed loop. Refrigerant, a chemical that absorbs heat, circulates through that loop continuously. The compressor pressurizes it. The condenser cools it down. The expansion valve drops its pressure. The evaporator absorbs heat from your cabin air. Cold air comes out of your vents. That loop is sealed. Refrigerant does not get consumed the way fuel does. If the refrigerant level is genuinely low, the system has lost refrigerant somewhere, which usually means there is a leak. Low refrigerant is one of the most common reasons AC performance drops, but it is not the only one, and the other causes matter too. A system with a leak that gets recharged without fixing the leak will lose that refrigerant again, typically within 6 to 18 months. That is not a manufacturer defect. That is physics, the one thing to check before anything else. Open your hood and look near the front of the engine bay, typically on or near the radiator support, or the underside of the hood itself. There is a sticker that names the refrigerant your system uses. It will say R134A or R1234YF. Find that sticker before you do anything else. Before you buy a kit, before you call a shop, before you spend a single dollar. Everything that follows depends on which one it says. Here is why. R1234YF became widespread in newer vehicles as the industry transitioned to a more environmentally friendly refrigerant. But the exact type in your car depends on your specific vehicle, not just the year. The sticker is the only answer you can actually rely on. The DIY recharge kit problem. DIY AC recharge kits are everywhere. They cost $30 to $60 and promise to restore cold air in minutes. For a certain type of AC problem on a certain type of vehicle, they do work temporarily. Here is what the packaging does not make clear enough. Most consumer recharge kits contain R134A refrigerant. If your vehicle uses R1234YF, which is what the sticker will tell you, using an R134A kit is not just ineffective. According to MACS Worldwide, the EPA, and FJC Inc., using any refrigerant other than R1234YF to service a system designed for R1234YF is considered tampering with a vehicle emissions control device. The civil penalty for this violation can reach $2,500 per incident. More immediately, the refrigerants are not compatible, and mixing them damages compressor oil chemistry, creates a contaminated system that requires specialized equipment to clean up, and can destroy components that would otherwise have been fine. This is also why R1234YF service ports use different physical fittings than R134A. They were designed that way specifically to prevent this from happening accidentally. Even on vehicles that use R134A, a DIY kit cannot tell you whether your system has a leak, where that leak is, or how quickly you will lose the refrigerant you just added. Many consumer kits also include a stop leak sealant that can clog the ports professional service equipment uses to connect to your system, turning a straightforward service into a more complicated job before the real repair even begins. begins. The honest version, if your vehicle uses R134A, has no known leak history, and you are topping off as a one-time measure, a quality kit used carefully is a reasonable temporary step. If your vehicle uses R1234YF, skip the kit completely. Go straight to a shop that has R1234YF certified equipment. Now, the part most drivers never think about until it is too late. Your AC is not just telling you the refrigerant is low. It is telling you which stage you are at. And which stage you are at determines whether you still have a cheap fix or whether that window has already closed. The 5 stages. Which one are you at? Stage 1, green. Do not panic yet. Weak cooling that improves at highway speed, but the AC still blows cold eventually. This is your earliest warning. This symptom can point to low refrigerant, but condenser airflow problems and other causes can produce a similar pattern, which is why professional diagnosis matters even at this early stage. What matters here is that the compressor is still working. Professional leak detection and recharge at this stage typically runs $150 to $300. This is the cheap fix window, and it is still open. Stage 2, yellow. Pay attention. A C blows cold for 10 to 15 minutes, then gradually warms up. This pattern points to refrigerant levels too low for sustained operation, or an evaporator that is freezing over, where moisture on the evaporator surface turns to ice and blocks airflow. Both are repairable at moderate cost if caught before the compressor is stressed further. Professional diagnosis at this stage, $150 to $400, depending on what is found. The window is narrowing. Stage 3, orange. Stop gambling, clicking, grinding, or screeching from the compressor when the AC is switched on. This is a serious warning that most drivers ignore for too long. Clicking usually means the compressor clutch is cycling on and off rapidly because refrigerant pressure is too low for normal operation. Grinding or screeching from the compressor itself indicates the clutch bearing is failing or the compressor internals are already worn. Running a compressor in this condition can cause it to seize and shed metal shavings into the refrigerant lines. When that happens, the contamination spreads through the entire sealed loop, and a compressor replacement alone is no longer enough. The system requires flushing before new components will survive. This is where a repair can suddenly climb toward $1,500. If your AC is making noise, turn it off and get it diagnosed before driving on it further. Stage 4, red. Diagnose immediately. AC stopped working completely and suddenly, with no gradual warning. Complete sudden failure usually points to either a blown fuse or relay, a cheap and fast fix, or a compressor that has already failed. Check the fuse first because it costs almost nothing. If the fuse is fine and the compressor is not engaging, professional diagnosis before spending anything on refrigerant or components is the right call. Do not throw parts at sudden complete failure. Stage 5, different problem entirely. Musty or mildew smell when the AC runs regardless of cooling performance. This is not a refrigerant issue. It is mold or bacterial growth on the evaporator, which collects moisture every time the AC runs. That moisture has to drain. When the drain is partially blocked or the evaporator surface accumulates organic material, the smell is the result. A professional evaporator cleaning typically runs $100 to $250. An evaporator neglected long enough to require replacement runs $800 to $1,500 because accessing it requires partially disassembling the dashboard. This is one of the most preventable expensive AC repairs in existence and one of the most common. When it does not work, the honest limits. Some AC failures are not cheap, regardless of how quickly you catch them. A condenser hit by road debris and developed a pinhole leak will lose refrigerant no matter how recently it was recharged, and condenser replacement typically runs $700 to $1,500. A compressor that has been running on low refrigerant for multiple seasons may be internally worn even if it is not seized yet, and replacement runs $500 to $1,200. These repairs cost what they cost. Catching the symptom early does not change the fundamental repair. What it does is prevent a $700 condenser repair from becoming a $700 condenser plus $800 compressor because the compressor was run to failure while the leak was ignored. Here is what to take from this. Find the sticker under your hood first. It tells you which refrigerant your system uses. Everything else depends on that answer. Match your symptom to the stage. Weak cooling that responds to highway speed. Stage 1, cheap fix window still open. A C cold cold, then warm. Stage 2, pay attention now. Compressor noise. Stage 3, turn it off and get it diagnosed. Complete sudden failure. Stage 4, check the fuse first. Musty smell. Stage 5, different problem, different fix. And if you have already recharged the system once and the cold air lasted only a few weeks, the refrigerant is not your problem. The leak is. Recharging again without fixing the leak is borrowing time you will pay for at a higher price later. A car, C, that is slightly underperforming in August is giving you a warning that has a cheap answer if you act on it now. The same system ignored for another season can become one of the most expensive repairs on the vehicle. If this helped you figure out which stage your AC problem actually falls into, that is worth a like, because knowing that before you walk into a shop is worth real money. Subscribe to your Motor Care for this kind of breakdown every week. One automotive system explained honestly, with the costs included, so you are never the least informed person in the conversation. Drop a comment with this: which stage are you at right now? And did you already try a DIY kit? Those two answers are exactly how the rest of us figure out what actually works before spending anything.